Alright. Time to go on a boat to a fantastic new place where good things will happen. Good things for sure. Oh. Shit's not showing up on stream. Okay, there we go. Had me worried for a second. Alright. Gotta go back to the house, stock up on stuff, then go down to the docks. I'm gonna go check out Blaine's shop again and use the. What's the term? The underpass tunnels? Lower passages. Over there goes the rail crossing. Other way goes to Core City. No, there's a whole lurker base underneath there, but we can avoid part of it. As for the stuff I didn't complete, which the only big things I can think of is there's a couple more missions for the Institute I could do. Then there's also the Rat Hound King that I never got around to doing, but come back later to clean him up. Grab some flammable shit. Oh, already opened the tunnel. Didn't get very far, however. I wonder why. Just more and more of these guys. Where you hiding? There you are. Probably shouldn't have revealed yourself so quickly. Tankier than the rest. Alright, you earned this one. think if I go over to the right of the map is where I'll run into the raider base. Or maybe it's in the next cell. Either way, just have to go straight north. Cameras. Yeah, I think this one's the base. Didn't have to kill anyone this time. Oh, never mind. Bear trap. There he is. Tougher than I expected. These evasive guys are kind of annoying. It's not like the heavy armored guys where I can just switch to the other ammo type. Just have to overkill them hard enough that the job gets done. No convenient spot to throw this. Other than right here. Not ideal. It could be worse. Not made to move there. Stuck in a net and he still can't land the shot. I'll be impressed if they don't kill me. Well, color me unimpressed. Alright, try this again. There's the rest of them. Total miss. Impressive with a weapon with that big of a blast radius to not hit a single damn thing. There you are. There's also that sniper. Wherever he is. Not sure if he's stealthed or not. Consolidate a bit. Alright. 2 patching kits, 3 mechanical repair kits. Picks up the sniper rifle. I'm thinking this coat and then the other one. Though I could fix this one up all the way. Running out of 25mm frag. Alright, pretty sure I go left here. Pipe with human scalp. Relatively well preserved human scalp. 3 points. Very interesting. Think I killed that other guy. Otherwise he'd be shooting. Throwing nets feels like one of those weapons I should maybe actually consider using. Because on most enemies it's kind of a waste of time. The few exceptional ones could be pretty handy. Alright, I think this is the right way. Yeah, stereo's going up. Pretty sure it's the right spot. You, hold it. Let me take a look at you. You look kind of familiar. Didn't I see you somewhere before? I mean, I don't remember seeing you, but I am Senior Enforcer Paul of Praetorian Security. Ah, yes. Sir, he salutes. Thought I recognized you, but wasn't exactly sure. Anyway, we're worried about lurkers, so we have to be careful with any poor soul that comes to Core City through these passages. You're free to pass, of course. Thank you very much. Bye. Now over here. The man recoils back as soon as you open the door, staring at you with his heavily narcotized eyes. His expression swirls into that of amazement and disbelief, and his alternately dilating and constricting eyes quickly reflect the same. Finally, he raises his scarred, calloused hands, grabs his head, and speaks his words with excitement. Whoa. Like, whoa. How'd you do that, buddy? That was... whoa. That was incredible. I don't understand. What do you mean? The door. you opened the door. I spent years, well, maybe not years, but definitely a lot of time trying to figure out the door system. Whoa. Like, whoa. And you just came in here and did magic or like... Whoa. Was there something wrong with the door? Wow. Weren't you listening? The door system is broken, buddy. I couldn't open the door. I just, like, whoa. And then whoa. The door remained closed. Stupid broken door. But you fixed it. Life is good now. It continues after a short pause. Are you what? A hero? Yeah, sure. Goodbye. Single tear appears in his eye and rolls down his pockmarked face. He swiftly wipes it off and waves at you. Stay safe, hero. Well, another problem solved. I guess. Alright. Sell all this stuff. Stock up on some grenades and such. Go to the boat. Maybe we should just check something real quick. Alright. Everything is as it should be. For now. Wondering if I should stock up on regular Molotovs. Probably should. If at least for that one area. Even though it's probably not a good idea to go there since it's technically entirely optional. I think I'm gonna end up going that way anyways. If you know, you know. Can't sell all of them. to even this trade out. Alright. Still have a few more things to sell. Swing by junkyard. Get a whole bunch of gasoline. The rest of the stuff I have to sell is lightweight stuff. So that can wait. Alright. Got last time around while I was doing crafting, wanted to have a look at goggles. Do I even have the blueprint? Doesn't seem like it. Well. Ezra should have it. Nothing else I want to sell. Not yet, anyway. Alright. Already sold a bunch of stuff to him, so he's got no money. Alright, now the goggles. 18%. Definitely an upgrade. Need 117 electronic. This one here, not an upgrade. Sell that one. Another thing I should have been doing, but I did not. Let's look for some adaptive lenses. So I'm sure I can make a better pair than this 88% pair right here. Hold on to the Mark IIIs. Actually, if anything, I should make more of them. If I can make them. Actually, since I've got those blueprints to make my own grenade cases, I'm gonna move all that metal over. So there's other two things I wanted to sell that I totally forgot about. Back in the barrel they go. Get some fin cases. Alright. High quality EMPs. Cannot make them. Can make Mark IIs. Yeah. Just gonna wait until I have more electronic skill. Could use a stockpile of Mark Vs. Definitely gonna be using those a lot. I'll dump him off at the camp at the expedition. Keep the grenades I have. Come back for more once I need them. Not sure what else. those there for now. Yeah. Other than some lightweight stuff like headband frames, some side boosters, got pretty much only stuff I need, more or less. Off to the boat. Yeah, go the other way. It's faster. Now, the only part I'm dreading about starting the DLC is, there's a lot of dialogue. Like, don't think it's gonna be bad enough that I lose my voice, but it's definitely gonna turn my brain to mush, as it always does. The guard stops you. You notice a badge on his chest, an orange and black shield, the colors being vertically divided at the center. At the bottom, it reads, Aegis. Restricted area, sir. State your business. Was told you're going on an expedition to the Black Sea and needed some extra hands. He nods. You heard right. Do you have any combat experience? Killing's my business, and business is good. The guard nods. We are Aegis Incorporated, a security company from North Underrail. We've been hired to protect scientific personnel during an important expedition to the Black Sea. We need highly skilled and competent individuals with sufficient combat experience. Background in personal protection, station security, or similar is highly desirable, but not strictly necessary. If you're capable of effectively operating alone or as part of a small, specialized team, that will greatly improve your chances of being hired. I think it's needless to say that this line of work entails great danger, but in turn, know that the monetary compensation we offer will be quite appropriate. Well, how does all of this sound to you? Do you think you meet these requirements? Now, when you say quite appropriate, how much do you mean exactly? I'm not at liberty to say. So do you think you meet the requirements? Yeah. Where do I apply? Good. Proceed down this ramp and talk with Chief Briggs. Do not wander around the dock. If you interfere with anyone's work, you will be promptly removed. Understood. I'll go talk to him. He nods. Alright, Chief Briggs. There he is. You come up to two men having a conversation. They had better be, Ladleman. Yes, sir. I understand, sir. It won't happen with these folks. No, I guarantee it. Swear on my sister Lily. Swearing on someone will not make you sound more convincing, Ladleman. Results will. Yes, sir. Understood. Don't worry. These folks will be fine. Sweat. He falls silent, opting to end his thought with a nod. With a freezing, austere expression, the man turns around to go elsewhere and sees you. A mere glance at him can't but make you feel that this is the type of person who reigns over every bit of land he sets his foot on, no matter how small. Or small, insignificant, or someone else's it might be. And he is, without a doubt, the person you're looking for today. Who are you? You Chief Briggs? You didn't answer my question. Yeah, my name's Paul. Why are you here, Paul? Still, you're hiring mercenaries for an expedition. I want in. He scans you again, this time more intently, then crosses his arms. As flesh and machine interweave to the sound of mechanical motion, the chief continues. You have been told where you'd be going, correct? Black Sea is ruthless. Shows no mercy to the untrained and to the unprepared, both physically and mentally. I need only the most competent and the most resilient of people I can find. I need soldiers, to put it simply. Otherwise, you're of no use to this expedition. Oh, you're looking at one. The rugged man behind the chief turns his head and observes you for a few moments. You read some kind of uncertainty on his face. Uncertainty about you, but you aren't able to gather the reason behind it. You've never seen that man before, but could it be that he's seen you? Convince me then. Why should I hire you? So what kind of rep do I want to bring? Guy who killed the Ironheads? The guy who killed the Beast? The guy who worked for one of the oligarchs? The guy who worked for a protectorate, took out the free drones? Or an arena fighter? Yeah, let's try to be a veteran. Salute. Corporal Paul at your service, sir. The very rank I have received for single-handedly dealing with a group of free drones who have hijacked a protectorate train. For the rest of my accomplishments, contact Fort Apogee and ask to speak with Colonel Cathcart himself. Even though he maintains his rigid expression, you sense a certain change in his voice. A positive change. A protectorate soldier. Very good. Very good. It just happens to be that I know Colonel Cathcart personally. Albeit, I haven't seen him in a few years. But this event you describe, this train hijacking. Excuse me, sir. Kinda overheard your conversation. But one of the new laborers happens to be from Rail Crossing. And he actually told me all about this just a few hours ago. It's real. It happened. It's hardcore. The chief observes him in silence. Yes, sir. It's true. Swear on me. It happened. Zoned out some serious ass over there, from what I heard. You can ask the man himself. He's the... Thank you, Ladleman. That would be enough. Yeah, those free drone pipe work. That would be enough, Ladleman. Well, you convinced? Looks at you for a second, then nods a few times. Yes, I've yet to actually see you in action, but for now, I'm satisfied enough with what you... He glances behind him, and Ladleman had told me. For now. Alright, Paul. Listen up. We, Aegis Incorporated, I've been employed to protect a team of scientists for the University of Dis, undertaking an expedition to the Black Sea, or as it's known by the locals, the Hell's Gut. The sea lies in a vast, unexplored cavern, where a technologically advanced community existed until about 2.5 to 3 centuries ago. Interesting. Don't interrupt. After this community was no more, nature reclaimed the sea. The resulting enclosed ecosystem has produced a large number of unique and aggressive species, which in tandem with pirates and other inhabitants who have settled in various parts of the region, currently pose the largest threats to the expeditionary staff. In addition to that, remnants of this community's defense systems could still be online, which adds another layer of danger we have to account for. It's just a brief summary. You'll receive the full briefing should you choose to join the expedition. In which case, these are the options regarding your duties as a sec trooper. Either you'll be assigned to basic camp security, to an escort team, or to a recovery team, given your experience. The last two options are more probable, but I will have to decide once we return to the camp. Didn't get the impression that there was a camp already. We had set up our camp 2 weeks ago. We've returned here for supplies and additional staff. Let's discuss payment. Your payment will largely depend on the task you will be performing. Guard duty payment ranges from 50 to 100 cherns per day. The average is around 7 per hour. Escort and recovery duties are paid double or triple that, depending on a range of factors. What exactly do you mean by escort and recovery? Escort teams escort scientific personnel to certain locations and protect them while they perform their work there. Recovery teams work independently, operating in areas unsafe for scientific personnel, like abandoned facilities and other establishments, with the task of recovering items of interest, technological equipment, armaments, personal items, various samples, etc. Or, as I like to call these recovery teams, scavenger teams. Yeah. Klein said Ladleman. Be quiet. Therefore, Klein says again at Ladleman before fixating on you. The exact payment depends on the area of operation and danger involved. Superior performance might also introduce considerable bonuses to previously mentioned figures. What are you looking for over there? You will receive all relevant info in due time. Right now, you and I have other things to discuss first. So why'd you have to go on a resupply run 2 weeks into your expedition? We've planned for resupply trips back to Core City. This is one of them. What we haven't planned, and couldn't possibly, is the railroad blockade. I expect that to be rectified soon, however. And about the community that used to live there? Who were they? What happened to them? You will receive all relevant info in due time. Need to know. Got it. Alright. Heard all I needed to know. I'm in. When are we leaving? Very good. Welcome aboard. Consider yourself a security trooper for the duration of this expedition. You will receive your gear as soon as we return to the camp. There, you will also be introduced to the rest of the staff, as well as to Professor Oldfield himself. Ladleman, what is her status? Sir? How much longer before we're able to return to the camp? Oh, yes. We're almost done loading the medical supplies, sir. We've got, I think... He looks at his mobile computer. Yeah, frozen meat, power cell crates, and yeah, most of the electronic equipment Marcus requested still remains to be loaded. And that's it. Yup. I'd say we'll be ready in about an hour or so, sir. Very good. Very good. Nods a few times. It's faster than I thought. Very good. You heard it. If you have anything else to do before we set sail, now's the time. Do not be late. Yep, I'm good to go. Wait here until the crates have been loaded up. He nods. Very well. You'll be notified when that happens. I've other things to attend to in the meantime. Shiny statue. At last, you step onto dry land, but your eyes see little of it. They've been enthralled by the cavernous firmament doming over you. You gaze upon the stalactite or stalactitic constellations, decorated with dangling roots, gleaming crystals, and numerous bat colonies. These stalactites unmistakably insinuate their arbitration over the sea and the land below them. For death from above, while pretty much omnipresent in subterranean life, has a significantly more acute, supreme, and inescapably terrifying presence here than anywhere else you've ever been before. This realization pierces you mentally, not unlike one of those speleophemic spheres could physically. Alright. Before I continue, I will be going and taking a break. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Life underground comes with a plethora of phobias, but this vast place evokes a uniquely crushing, creeping, choking feeling of smallness and utter insignificance in the grand scheme of things. It is only being exacerbated by the many sounds of violently colliding, or by the many sounds violently colliding in this open space. Those of air currents, restless waters, and wild yet unseen life, all the while reverberating deeply and rhythmically, as though all of them are combining into one singular heartbeat of the cavern itself. Somewhere out there, in the far distance, you can almost hear the faint but distinct sound of drums and horns, the prime instruments of the underture to this expeditionary play, whose next act has just begun. A voice grounds you. Welcome to Hell's Gut. Hope you brought some light clothes, Paul, because it's dominating hot in here. He collects the sweat from his forehead with a handkerchief and squeezes it to the side. Yeah. Chief Briggs turns to the two of you after ending the conversation with the other man. Ladleman, after the laborers have unloaded everything from the boats, show them to their tents. Make sure Marcus receives the equipment he requested as soon as possible. Medical tent as well. Yes, sir. As you command. You, Paul. The tent you will be sleeping in is just ahead. The first one to the left, opposite the kitchen. Unpack your things and meet me at Professor Oldfield's tent as soon as you've done so. It's the small tent just past yours, also on the left side. Yes, sir. He nods and turns to Ladleman. And if you see Yehoda, tell her to meet me in my tent in about 20 or so minutes. I want her full report on what has been happening in my absence. Yes, sir. I will, sir. That is all. Carry on with your task. Alright. Here we are. The Hell's Gut. Leave the coffins for now. Let's look at the rest of this place. Appears to be a 3D printer of some kind. Doesn't look quite as cube-shaped as the ones I'm familiar with. And the sofa must have been comfortable in its prime. Cabinet. It's age-old, but still in good condition. It's empty though. Padding of the chair back is still soft. Amazing. That one's wobbly. Instruments. Some kind of chronological dating device. It reads, item ID CH008X. Estimated age 260 to 300 years. Crate. It reads NFT. It's filled with plates, pictures, and other tableware, all beautifully crafted. Side reads NFT. There's a small note on it as well that reads, "Don't touch. Fragile items inside." And a box. There are bullets or possibly shrapnel holes on its side. Inside, you see some broken equipment. And a statue. Strange, broken statue. Kinda looks like a seahorse. Generator over there. Can't resist. Tent feels cold, and a strong, sickening odor permeates the air. ST Kendall Maverick. ST Colby Royal. ST Lexine Drummond. 2 weeks, and already 3 dead. I'm sure it won't get worse. The generator. It's a highly ornamented power generator that appears to be made out of some unusual kind of stone. Faintly green. And a power conductor. It's a flux controller made with style. I don't know. Looks kind of bigger than the other flux controllers I've run into. Actually, I still have one. At least I thought I did. Oh no, wait, there it is. A gnawed flux controller. Looks like it's been gnawed on. Maybe it just weighs nothing for convenience. Maybe it really is that big. Alright, enough of staring at stuff. Here's my tent. That's my bed and my footlocker. It's got stuff in it. Wrong button. Just put away some stuff. Damn, should have brought the rest of the health hypos. They're not far away though. Won't be needing this. Actually, I think I'll just scrap it. On the other hand, I think the Sec Trooper mask actually has armor penalty, so maybe I don't get rid of it. Keep it here in case. Here's those guys. Ladleman. Can't talk now. Hardcore busy. Right. Think I have to go talk to people before I can access the shops. Get it over with. Promising protectorate. The chief notices you enter. Corporal. Speak of the devil, our new sec trooper. The older man fixes his glasses before inviting you further in. Do come in. Paul, was it? Come in. I'm Edward Oldfield, professor of supercorporation history at the University of this. Also, the man responsible for this whole expedition. Or so I've been told. A smile peeks through his mustache. Pleased to meet you, Professor. Likewise. Welcome to the camp. Right then. Forgive me, but we will have to get straight to the point. Paul, or Corporal if you so prefer. Chief Briggs and I had just been discussing you, and we've come to the conclusion that a person with your experience and skill set would be best assigned to one of our recovery teams. Hell yeah, get to scavenge. He removes his glasses and proceeds to wipe them clean. For this, you will also have to thank Mr. Ladelman for backing your story. His extensive insight into many of the happenings south of Core City was one of the reasons why we've hired the man in the first place. Isn't that right, Chief? Yes, Professor, you are correct. Even though he's proven to be one of the most difficult men I've had the misfortune to work with. The man's just free-spirited. He's something else, Professor. Certainly. He looks at you. But let us not keep Paul idle. Yes, therefore, we feel he'd produce far better results in the field rather than, say, by being assigned to mere guard duty. He inspects the just wiped lenses. Satisfied with the result, he puts his glasses back on. What do you say? Well, it's the best paid job around here. Suits me just fine. That is excellent. Excellent. In fact, your first mission might just be around the corner. For while Chief Briggs has been away, we've made a breakthrough discovery. We've been stuck in the mud for far too long, but goodness me, this will propel us forward like nothing else we've done here so far. And that is precisely the reason why I've summoned you here so quickly, Richard. It is good news. The Seekers finally managed to recover some useful data from the NPCs that were recently discovered. Exactly. And it turned out to be just the thing we were searching for. This is not good news, Richard. This is magnificent news. Magnificent. As soon as Seeger compiles all the data he's collected so far, he'll bring it right. A gust of air passes over your shoulder, disturbing the top papers that are on the professor's desk. Turn around. A spindly woman enters the tent, her movement so light you aren't even able to hear her footsteps. What follows her is the sound of a shrieking siren. Yehuda? Sir, we've got a large number of vessels approaching the island from multiple directions. Pirates? Negative. Natives. Some of them are approaching straight from the north, some from the west, but it seems the largest part of their forces are trying to go around to the east and land at the southeastern beach. There's a lot of them, sir. A lot of fragging savages. Tried contacting you over the comm, but you didn't respond. He inspects his communicator. My battery must have died. After taking a deep breath, the professor interjects. It was only a matter of time. He pauses. Reckon there's another way to settle this, Richard? Only through superior firepower, Professor. Yoda, take Team 1, 4, and 5 and fortify the beach. 2 and 3 will control the dog choke. The rest will defend the camp. If the assault proves too strong, withdraw to the keep and meet up with Team 7, which will be defending the northern side, and establish interlocking fire with their position. Take Paula with you as well. She scans you from tip to toe. This one? Yeah, this one. Professor, you move to Marcus's tent. It's safer. This one is too close to the shore. Yes, yes. Right away. You two, you have your orders. Move out. On the double. Affirmative, sir. She looks at you. You, follow me. think I've got all the right grenades equipped. Though I don't think the EMP is going to be terribly useful right about now. Alright. Get ready. You're coming. Have some chips. My batteries are not on the bar. Not a good first turn. Could be worse. They're approaching, and you're speaking in squiggles. Can't get all of them. Unless... Oh hey, bonus guy. More guys on the boat. I trust the sec troopers to deal with that guy. Points left. There's the poison. Big damage. These crossbow guys are gonna keep being really annoying. They're the first to go. Alright. Guessing another wave spawned over there. Stuck here again. Probably should have used some anti-poison. All clumped up like that. Practically begging for it. Survive with like 1 health. And everyone missed him. He's on fire, but he's not panicked. Down he goes. Alright, wave 1. Complete. Kinda surprised I got that done in 1 go, actually. Remember the first time I did this wave defense thing? Took a lot of attempts. Collect the knives. Not gonna bother with all the poison bolts. People rarely ever buy that stuff anyway. Stone bolus. 3 heavy stones tied with a twisted sinew. Skillful thrower can use them to immobilize their quarry. On use, throw the stone bolus at the target and attempt to deal 20 to 40 mechanical damage and immobilize them for up to 2 turns, depending on the target's strength. Damage is dealt, the target's ribs are broken, which causes them to receive an additional 25% mechanical damage from all sources. Effect lasts 3 turns, and stacks up to 2 times. Only works on targets that actually have ribs. Just kind of a better version of the throwing nets, really. At weight capacity. Wonder why. Oh, right. Forget I can't recycle these. much for that. I always wondered if any of these weapons are actually worth using. Basically never do melee builds, so don't really know. Alright, is everyone looted? I don't think any of the sec trooper died. Hopefully I'm capable of maintaining that. Congratulations, you're alive. Now report back to Chief Briggs. As you say. Guess I should read the description of the new medicine I just found. Healing salve. Appears to be a shell filled with some sort of balm. Smells nice. Instantly restores 50 health points, then an additional 12 points per second for 2 turns. Fortunately, also slightly blurs the vision and numbs the fingers, reducing perception and dexterity by 3 for 10 turns. For comparison, the advanced health hypos is 75, with no downside. These also weigh twice as much. So more overall healing. Or well, it's 50 plus 24, so it's actually 1 point of healing less. It's also a lot easier to get. The other thing, vitality powder. Fine grain powder inside of a horn. Increases action points by 25, dodge and evasion by 40%, and strength by 4 for 2 turns, temporarily removing any fatigue. After the effect expires, the consumer will be worn out and also lose 3 health each turn for 10 turns. For a total of 30 health. It says temporarily removing fatigue. So, bigger action point bonus. Also bigger dodge and evasion bonus. And a higher strength bonus. But it's for 2 turns rather than 3. This one also says it temporarily removes fatigue. Which is weird because I'm pretty sure the only way you get fatigue is from using an adrenaline shot in the first place. It's got the same cooldown. I forget if it shares the cooldown. Probably. Alright. You're still in one piece. Very good. What's Yehoda's status? She's alright. She's with the rest of the troops. Are you alright, Professor? I think so. Haven't been this close to death since the Battle of this. Goodness me, Richard. There were so many of them. But their voices, that language. What'd you do to piss him off so much anyway? The Professor and the Chief exchange looks briefly before the latter responds to you. Listen up. There are 2 major factions in control of the Black Sea, the pirates and the natives. The pirates can call themselves the Grim Jitters. They control the southern and southeastern waters. They're not actively interfering with our operations as of yet, although our patrols have had several violent encounters with them. Whereas these savages have been a thorn in our side ever since we've arrived here. By the caverns, these violent, inarticulate creatures are the cause of almost all of our problems here. Now they're trying to raze the camp to the ground and butcher all of us. Oh, goodness me. Well, seems pretty obvious. They're threatened by your presence. Why else would they be trying to get rid of you? We tried communicating with them, but their first and only response was to resort to violence. Professor, it appears that Ladleman has been correct all along. I had him ask around Core City about the natives while we were there. Barring a few old tales, no one's ever reported seeing people matching their description. Whoever they are, they've had little to no contact with the rest of South Underrail. Goodness me, Richard. Who are we dealing with? These people must have settled here after BioCorp withdrew all its military from the Black Sea. But when and why? They do not appear to have adopted any of the NFT technology, so why come here? BioCorp military, NFT. Professor, we will continue this conversation later. I need to return to my men. We've yet to determine the casualties and overall damage we have suffered. And I need to go collect my gear. See Marcus about that. His tent is the one just across from this one. Once I've assembled a recovery team, I'll brief you. One moment, please. Corporal, would you mind going to Jeremy Seeger's tent, and seeing if he's compiled any of the recovered information so far? The network is down, hopefully temporarily, and he's not responding to his comms. We're going to need this data if we plan on dispatching a recovery team. Don't you gentlemen agree? Of course, he doesn't mind. Here are your orders. Collect your equipment from Marcus first, then go to Seeger. His tent is the one past the medical tent. Then return to the professor. Is that clear? Sure thing, sir. Do not keep the professor waiting. Yes, sir. Professor, he leaves. Alright. Tony and Marcus seem to be discussing something and are unaware of your presence. Gotta say, I'm impressed with you, Marky. Not only did you not get zoned out, but you actually did something useful during the fight. Sure, you played with your little toys from the safety of your tent, but hey, you got the job done. That is a compliment, correct? And just for the record, the turrets can work autonomously. However, in situations such as this one, it is always the wisest course of action to have someone behind the controls for better target assessment. No, Marky, no. How many times I gotta remind you? You gotta put it kinda like this. Well, if it wasn't for me, you pipe worker, you'd be checking the pipes from your forehead right now. Yeah. Where I'm from, you gotta pull out them hardcore comebacks. Not go on about, target assessment. Checking the pipes. Grind it. It's Core City slang, Marky. Means to take a leak, to piss. That whole phrase was supposed to mean that one of the freaks would have made a hole in my forehead and... Okay, okay. Forget the slang. Use your own words. Just not one of your la-di-da words like urinating or, ejecting bladderal liquid waste. Ooh. Oh. Don't be absurd, Tone. No one uses that expression. You just made that up. Well, that's how all you Northerners, fat rats, and the rest of the la-di-da sound to me. You're too uptight. He squishes his nose upward. You all sound like you're gonna get pipe organ cancer if you say a naughty word. Use far too many dumb, sterile euphemisms that suck all the fun out of language. So please, next time you want to go check the pipes, you're not urinating, but going for a piss. I see where this is going. How about this? If it hadn't been for me and my turrets, your head would have been impaled on a spear and paraded around, angrily. You stinker. What the pipe? No. Grabs his crotch. Ooh, ow. You're so lame it hurts my, ugh. While Tony's holding onto his crotch and acting out utter agony, Marcus is slowly squeezing his forehead into a chasmic frown. He erupts as soon as his irritation reaches its peak. How about I bust your nose to take your mind off your growing? Ooh, that's it. Yeah. You're getting the hang of it. Oh, I'm glad you got at least some of it in you. There's still hope. Give me another one. Come on. Wanna hear a hardcore insult? Why you grabbing your crotch, little man? Another migraine? Not bad. Kinda lightweight, but it's decent. Oh, you're that new sect trooper. That's Paul. A true badass. Nice to meet you, Paul. I'm Marcus. Marcus Werther. Saw you fought through the turret's visual feed. Impressive. Unlike this blabbermouth over here. You're getting the hang of it, Marky. Keep poking. Yes, well, tell us. What do you need? I needed to speak with you, Marcus. Chief Briggs told me to see you about collecting the gear. Right away. Hey, Tone, would you mind handing me one of the suits? Right away. Meanwhile, take this. He hands you a device. Here's a NavCom, navigation and communication device. Its communication range is substantial and should cover the entire Black Sea. Still, can't tell you how it's going to behave once you move beyond that, or go into other cave systems or NFT facilities. As for navigation, it's fairly simple. The screen will display the grid square of the currently loaded coordinate system you're in. Now, pay attention here. Coordinate system currently displayed is the one recovered from an NFT device. This means that the coordinates you read on NFT devices are the ones your NavCom can point you to. We'll all be using those coordinates during the expedition, so we'll all understand each other, hopefully. He smiles. He points to the NavCom's display. Right now, we're in D6, as you can see. Just to make it clear, letters represent your position along the east-west axis, or axis. Numbers along your north-south axis. Here, Tony approaches you with a complete suit of Aegis Incorporated combat armor in his hands. As he returns to his spot behind the desk, you notice him putting away a couple of nylon bags, which were most likely used to store the items he just gave you. And there's your armor. Don't think I should explain how to put it on. You have your own weapons, or that's what I've been told. But if you need anything from our armory, talk to that guy over there. He points to Ladleman. That's me. And that's him. He's also got weapon attachments, spare parts, plethora of other related items. If you need energy weapons or anything high-tech, on the other hand, see me. That should be... Oh yeah, wait. Let's just check if the comm's working properly. Push that button, that one there, and say something. 1, 2, 3. I really have to pee. Yeah, checking the pipes doesn't rhyme as good with that. Oh well. Speaks into his own communicator. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Alright, everything appears to be in order. Device will display a name next to each of the channels so you can know who you're talking to. I'm on channel 1. Contact me if you need some help. Well, help info, or if you need to speak to someone from the staff who doesn't have a comm of his own. That's it. You got your gear, and I hope everything was clear. Any chance I can collect the paycheck? Okay, Paul, let me see. Yeah, here you go. 300 coins. You have to get used to these Stygian coins. Still think in terms of blues. United Stations dollars, I mean. Show me the high-tech stuff. Some electromagnetic dischargers. Plasma dischargers. Nothing terribly high quality. Alright, the rest of the gear. Hey there, fellow Sevener. You sneaky rascal. He smiles. Me? Leaning closer. You must have smuggled some kind of contraband into the camp during your resupply trip to Core City. Maybe there's something I'd be interested in buying as well. Sorry to disappoint you, Paul, but I'd never do such a thing. Mostly because Briggs would hang me by my... He glances down. Best friends, if he ever found out. Then leans closer and whispers, but he won't, will he? Look, Briggs is a bit strict when it comes to certain things like booze or drugs, but I figured the psych troopers are having a real hardcore time out there. Need some stuff to relax or to give him an edge when the crab hits the zoner. Let me show you what I mean. It's got trance, super soldier drug, harder, better, faster. Increases strength, dexterity, agility, constitution, and perception by 2, and all combat skills by 20% for 4 turns. It's kinda like Hercules, except it doesn't kill you. Also got a bunch of booze and a slackjaw. Sting ball grenade. Think I've got enough of the balls to make a whole bunch of them. But I haven't been stockpiling the starter mixture. Oh, vehicle repair kit. Gonna need that. good on ammo. And while I'm tempted to buy some vehicle repair kits, I'm gonna hold off. Could also use some hexogen though. Alright, one whole paycheck blown. I want vehicle repair kits, 150 metal scrap, 75 electronic scrap. I think I've got enough to make like somewhere between 5 and 10. Also got the Sec Trooper armor. Tactical vest worn by the Aegis Incorporated Sec Troopers. Made from Tyrus ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene fibers. It's lighter than most other vests, while at the same time offering improved protection. 200% resistance, A threshold. Mechanical damage threshold increased by 225% against bullets and shotgun shells. It reduces bullet damage from crits by 25%. Armor penalty of 7. Fortitude increases by 20. Not bad, but I think mine's better. But damn, these things are heavy. Though I think I know exactly who I'm gonna want to use this on. One guy here, one guy back at the arena. Sec Trooper helmet. Not terribly much mechanical resistance or threshold. 4517 for bio. Which is exactly the same as the gas mask. It's got less perception penalty, and I'm thinking also detection. So 1 in 20 on that, 2 in 50 on this one. Does have armor penalty. 7%. And 2% reduced chance to get crit. And full of blood. And a surgeon. One of the Sec Troopers had a bolt stuck in his visor, just a thumb away from his eyes. That's luck. Crazy story, guy. It's now a bad time. Yeah, can't help you with that one. Not now, damn it. Well, best of luck to you, dog. There's Seeker. An alluring scent invites you inside. It's rich, pleasant, and strong enough to draw a hopper out of its crevice. It's like coffee, but it smells infinitely better than the dark brown dust mixed with water consumed through South Underrail. This this is something from the north. And if the delightful aroma is any indication, tasting it has gotta be quite an experience. Take a step toward a man sitting at the desk, looking at letters and numbers and symbols of various kinds scrolling across a screen. He hears you and turns around, and in his hand, a tea flask of smoking black liquid. It is coffee, after all. Yo, you need something? Know it. Getting thirsty just looking at that description. Give me a second. Alright. Would you happen to be Jeremy Seeger? Professor Oldfield told me to see ya. Yeah, the one. Yeah, gotta be one of the new sec troopers, huh? Welcome to the Hell's Gut, man. The name seems more and more appropriate the more time you spend here. Am I right now? Well, anyway, what have you got for me? Professor wants to know if you've compiled the recovered data for him. We were under attack, man. Now, I may be a kind of person that rarely lifts my ass from the chair, but even I'm not that extreme to sit here and sift through this stuff while people are dying. Like, around me. He turns to the computer and opens a file, sighing. But yeah, I do have some of the important bits sorted out. I'll send it to him as soon as the network's back. He glances at one of his monitors and raises his eyebrow. Oh, Marcus sorted the power. Extra. Sending it now. What's this about, really? The data. The professor mentioned it's some kind of breakthrough discovery. Oh, yeah. You betcha. You see, ever since we got here, we've been trying to find a way to enter that building just across from my tent. The keep. The panel by the gate is totally unresponsive, and the walls are extremely thick and sturdy. Hey, the building did survive the Biocorp assault on the island after all. And, you know, don't want to just blow things up here unless we really gotta. Now, building still got power, okay? So we're easily picking that up on our instruments. But so far we haven't found a way to interface with that panel. Until I recovered this data. According to it, the panel's actually a scanner, which authenticates a person based on the small active radio frequency identification, or ARIFD. Or no wait, RFID, a microchip that is most often implanted in the right hand. So, if we find one of these microchips, or learn to... wait an excellent second. Why am I telling you all this? Because I asked you about it? Well, okay. Find a working chip, and we're in. All other NFT facilities should work the same way, so we'll be able to gain access to those as well, if we can get through the natives. Anyway, it seems every NFT citizen has an implant. These implants also contain some other personal data, but that's of secondary importance right now. So where do we find one of these chips? Now that's an ascending two-note sound interrupts your conversation. something flashes on the bottom of his right screen. Excuse me for a moment, Mr. Professor. He puts his coffee aside and his headset on, adjusts the microphone and clicks the icon flashing on his screen. A window pops up, its top right corner bearing what appears to be the University of Dis logo. An outline of a frontal view of a grandiose building placed in a circle, under which University of Dis is written in a serif font. And the face of Professor Oldfield appears, speaking words only Seeker can hear. Yes, sir. You did. He turns to you, still talking to the Professor. Huh? Yeah, he's here. I'll tell him. Still facing you, but his gleaming eyes are looking through you. Oh, thank you, sir. He smiles. I know. I'm well aware of that, sir. Excel. I dropped the comm once the attack started and broke it. Yes, I understand. What'd the professor say? Just as you open your mouth, his face disappears behind a broad smile. Really? Yes, sir. Thank you again, sir. Extra. Yes, I'll tell him what you said. Goodbye. Once again, what'd the professor say? That you should see him now. Well, anyway, you stopped at now that's the... Actually, the professor will fill you in on the rest. Damn it. See ya. Okay, see ya. You're here, Corporal. Good. Seeker just sent me the files. And he told me to see you. Yes. I have asked you to come to my tent in order to explain to you what this whole expedition is about, what its purpose is, as well as the details of your first mission. For, after all, unless if you have sufficient wider knowledge on the subject of our interest here, one cannot expect you to perform optimally, can he? I'm all ears. Excellent. Some 3 to 3.5 centuries ago, this whole sea, this whole enormous cavern, was chosen as the location of a major NFT project, the abbreviation standing for New Frontier Technologies, a supercorporation that can be said to have been comparable to Biocorp in power and influence. To Biocorp and the other 4 supercorporations, to be exact. The other 4. Security Agency, Bionic Institute, Nucleus Corporation, Transcendix, alongside Biocorp and NFT. They were the T6. The 6 super corporations of the pre-descent times. The old world, if you prefer. NFT is the one we will focus on. New Frontier Technologies is, or was, I should be more accurate, a super corporation primarily dedicated to discovering, exploring, and populating new environments. Worlds mankind could only dream of making their homes. They developed technologies that would allow them to adapt these environments to the needs of mankind, but also do it in such a fashion as to preserve it as much as possible. Or, in case of barren, desolate places, to breathe new life into them and turn them into something greater. Turning into mushmouth. You know, because I wasn't doing that already. Anyways, they were explorers, visionaries, futurists, and as often follows, utopists. We do not, or might not, ever know where they had expanded following the descent, and whether they've met any success. But the one place they've settled in that we know of is right here, under the surface, in this sea, where sadly, their success no longer resides. And what was this place called? Must have had a name back in NFT's time. We don't know, unfortunately. No records exist that could tell us that. The name we academics use is the Black Sea Project, but that's just how we designated it. We hope that will change soon though, after we've learned more about this place and what has happened here. You mentioned the Biocorp military. Are they responsible for all of this? Yes. It has been known for years with great certainty that it was Biocorp's navy that had demolished NFT's facilities and killed, for all we know, the entire population. It was a holocaust. This very island was the first and last stand NFT had made before their demise. The exact reason for this brutal, merciless act are still under debate, but the best substantiated and thus most popular hypothesis is that Biocorp had seen NFT as competition and sought to eliminate them. Some scholars say that they had been in conflict even before the descent, but then again, there's also strong evidence suggesting that the exact opposite. He shrugs. What is a fact is that Biocorp was the one who initiated the attack on NFT after discovering their facilities here. That much we know from the Central Archive records, but more on these some other time. Let us remain focused, for we could go on forever on this subject. He takes a sip of water from a plastic cup that had been on his desk since he came in. That's a good idea. We have a sip of water rather than vodka. Alright, continuing on. So far we've established what NFT was, what their vision was, and that the Black Sea is one of the locations, if not the only, where they attempted to realize it. What follows is their demise at the hands of Biocorp military, or Biocorp military might, after which things become rather dark, unclear. Our mission here is to unearth history, to piece together the events that led to NFT inhabiting this place following the descent, to learn what happened during their reign and what their technological achievements were, what they discovered. Not only that, but also what happened in subsequent years after they had ceased to be. Biocorp slowly abandoned the Black Sea after making sure their enemies would not rise again, but we don't know why. They never exploited NFT achievements here, nor expanded into the area themselves. Why? This place has been shunned ever since, and there's gotta be a reason. There are many questions that await answers, and we hope the expedition will bring us just that, answers. Your ultimate mission, Corporal, no matter the recovery or escort job you might have been sent on, is to bring us history, technology, art. Have you seen the enthralling sculptures that still guard their long-dead creators? The lighthouse, proud and beautiful, guiding even those who they were not built to guide. They produce so much, and it would be a shame not to preserve such marvels. And their technology, born out of the super steel will to tame the untamable. Their technology could illuminate this dark world for us, like we've never imagined. Hey, drink some more water. Oh, goodness me. Even despite the dangers, right now I personally wouldn't be anywhere else but here. Well, frankly, Professor, can't wait to get started. You got me all hyped up now. Excellent. That kind of spirit is precisely what we need. Now, with that out of the way, let's proceed with your mission. Seekers recently managed to recover data from one of the NPCs. You also shared with me the things you were just gonna say. Oh, I see. How much did he manage to tell you before I video called him? He told me that the NFT personnel were implanted with these microchips, that they can be used to open the keep and the other facilities. Didn't tell me where to get one though. Ah, good. As far as we know, all the personnel had them implanted in the right hand, between the root of the thumb and the index finger. But the problem is that all of the bodies we found on the island either had missing or damaged limbs, as a consequence of the battle in which they fell. Those that had an intact right hand had microchips that are, sadly, no longer in a functional state. Finding bodies is a difficult task, since it seems that the largest battle occurred here, right on the island. Those who did not participate have remained locked in the facilities, most probably, and those facilities we cannot open. Boast, I should say, because there is one, the West Storage Depot. Hold on. Chief Briggs mentioned a whole recovery team is going to be going after this. Shouldn't we all be briefed? The Chief has been busy, so I'm not aware if he has assembled a team or not yet. Regardless, everyone else has been briefed about the things we just discovered. Or discussed. I've told you my part. The rest is up to Chief Briggs. See him in his tent. I forwarded the data Seeker sent me. He checks his computer. Yes I did. There. That's all I had for you. Do you have any further questions? Nope. I'll be going now. Take care, Corporal. Alright. See no reason not to go immediately over there. Other than maybe another sip. Alright. Paul. Salute, Chief. Have you finished Professor Oldfield's task? Yes, sir. He also explained to me our mission here and introduced me to my first assignment before sending me here. Very good. Have you collected your gear from Marcus? Yup. Very good. Your assignment is to find a working microchip so that we can pass the authentication and authorization scan in order to enter the keep and other facilities. If the data seeker has recovered is correct, but we've little reason to doubt it at this point. You might have noticed that there's no one else present with us. That's because you'll be going on this mission alone. May I ask why, sir? I will give you the reason in just a moment. The West Storage Depot is where we're likely to find one of these microchips, since it's the only facility that's currently accessible. However, during our original recon of the Black Sea, we noticed several locations where engagements between NFT and Biocorp forces have taken place. There could be bodies there with functional microchips, but we'll need to do a more thorough search of the areas. These locations are close to native territory, so I'll dispatch one heavily armed recovery team to investigate these locations as soon as I'm done with you. Meanwhile, West Storage Depot is located not too far from here. While not free of danger, it's less likely to turn into a war zone. Therefore, we'll have several locations covered, which increases our chances of finding these microchips. We're able to do that quickly, and before the natives are able to reconsolidate with their forces and attack us again. We will be able to withdraw all our teams back to camp in time for defense. Understood. What can you tell me about the West Storage Depot? It's currently home to a community of muties. We haven't tried making the contact with them so far. You'll be our first representative. Our jet ski patrols have approached the island a few times. While the muties did not respond with hostility, doesn't mean that they won't to your presence, especially not after this attack. We don't know anything of their relations with the natives, but all our observations so far have shown the area to be free of the natives. To summarize, we are to sail west to B7, enter the NFT facility, and attempt to obtain a functional ARFID microchip. If the muties are cooperative, try to extract any useful information from them. How you choose to accomplish your assignment is up to you. This concludes your briefing. Sec Trooper Jenkins is back from patrol and is waiting for you at the docks to give you the keys to your jet ski. You'll need it to reach the island. Yeah, I don't know how to use one of those. The ones we use are quite simple to operate. Jenkins will tell you all you need to know. That would be all, Paul. Salute. Thank you, sir. I'll get that microchip. Make a quick stop over at the canteen. He greets you with a rock-solid expression. Today on the menu, grilled crab, mushroom salad. Sounds delicious. Celtos. Oh hey, new food. Buttery steamed clams. Steamed clams covered in spices and butter of unknown origin. Looks deliciously slimy. Increases maximum health by 40 points. Hard to say if it's better than the Burger Burgers. Those increase constitution by 1. Actually, now I think about it, since I have conditioning, these are probably just outright better. But that's a lot of mushroom salad. You must be Jenkins. Sec Trooper Paul, I'm Sick Trooper Jenkins. Pleased to meet you, Jenkins. Chief sent me here to receive the keys to one of the jet skis. Have you ridden one before? Nope. Don't worry. While there are many different types of jet skis, the one you'll be using is fairly simple to operate. You put the key into the ignition, start it, hold the bars with both hands, press the levers behind them to accelerate. Most jet skis do not have brakes. Simply release the levers, and the force of the water will stop it fast. Jet skis are simple to operate, but it takes some time getting used to riding them. Also, don't make sudden turns until you gain some experience, alright? Now, well, technically you can use a variety of types of energy cells to charge a jet ski. It's best to use high-capacity fusion cells. These have been specifically designed to be used with vehicles and large machinery. What else? Yes. If your jet ski runs out of power, don't worry. Your backup generator will automatically kick in. It'll allow your jet ski to move, but it's gonna be pretty damn slow. You'll be using one of the two makeshift jet skis we acquired recently. Yours is the larger one. Do not let their appearances deceive you. They are mechanically in good condition. Alright, I understand. Can I get the keys now? Yes, here you are. She hands you the jet ski key. If you need any energy cells to recharge your jet ski, see Marcus. And remember, it's best to use high-capacity fusion cells. For maintenance, repairs, and technical inquiry, talk to Ladleman. That is all the time I have. Need to return to my patrol duty soon. Good luck, Trooper. Take care of your jet. Good luck to you as well, Sick Trooper Jenkins. She nods and leaves. Alright. Got the key to the big one, supposedly. Aegis Incorporated's scrap jet. That one's the junk jet. That one's the scrap jet. But I do have access to the parts. Scrappy battery. Farm small jet shocks. And a medium scrappy engine. Right. Forget which stat shows it. Pretty sure it's this one. Vehicle weight and total weight. Vehicle weight is the total weight of the vehicle chassis plus the vehicle parts installed. Total weight is vehicle weight plus the weight of items stored in the trunk plus the weight of the driver. They are currently mounting the vehicle. If I remember right, engine power and vehicle or total weight are the kind of important parts. Engine power determines how fast a vehicle will move under certain weight. The number represents the maximum total weight, including the vehicle parts, items in the trunk, and the driver. The vehicle can take on and move at the nominal speed for the vehicle type. Having excess or deficit of power will modify the vehicle speed accordingly. So, if I had exactly as much total weight as engine power, that would be normal speed. If I had less, it would go faster. If I have more, it goes slower. Unfortunately for this jet ski, I like heavy armor. Oh, let's not forget. Navcom device. Just stick it on C1. Current grid square, D5. The Rediger 450 NCD is a rebranded Biocorp Hermes 450 navigation and communication device. Offers a long-range, two-way radio as well as receiver capable of acquiring data from the Underrail positioning relay system, North Underrail only, or using advanced but less accurate integrated algorithms to determine the device's position in three-dimensional space. Supports various map formats and programmable coordinate systems, among many other features. The channels I have. No manual options. Stored coordinates. Black Sea Expedition Camp. D5, D6, E5, E6. West Storage Depot. E7. Put it away. So it's B7, I think. Yep, that's what it says. Bunch of empty boxes. Oh, this seems to be the place. The mutie sneers at you on sight before taking steady aim at your head. He spits aside, snarls his words out as his sour, moldy breath quickly concentrates the air between the two of you. What do you want? Speak, or I'll turn you dead. Can you let me in? Why? Who are you? There's a lot of folks roaming around about the sea nowadays. My name's Paul, Aegis Incorporated. The newcomers. I thought you guys left. So why do you want in, newbie? cover. I'm looking for something, and I believe that something's located here. He eyes you briefly, before lowering his weapon to chest height, but still keeping it pointed at you. Spits aside again before talking. Wesley, he's our leader. It's him you want to talk to, but I still ain't sure you should be let in. See, we we got a lot of folks hating on us because of our condition. Wouldn't want to let you, or wouldn't want let it just about anybody inside, you know. It's dangerous, you know, especially now. Would a couple of coins change your mind? No. Haven't got much use for that. A one-sided smile replaces his sneer. I could use something to relieve the pain. These green tumors, they often ache. They can even burst. They make life a living hell. Doc M does his best. But morphine's the real doc. 3 shots, and you're in. Right here, man. Quickly pockets the syringes, making sure no one sees him do it. Good. Ain't so bad after all. Alright, go straight through the hall, down the stairs, and straight again into a big room, right past the dog. Wesley's there. And don't try anything crooked, okay? We're armed. Got it? Gotcha. Well, some of these guys seemed a little bit more, progressed than other ones. But I'm sure that's not going to be a problem. Wesley's downstairs. Straight, then down the stairs. Guess I better go see him first. Ventilation shaft. We'll do things the legit way. There's Dr. M. And there's Wesley. The old mutie gazes at you with distrust. I am Wesley, stranger, and his aged voice grinds to a halt, turning into coughing, then into choking. His wrinkly eyelids close, allowing but a teardrop to leave one of his eyes as he hurriedly searches through his pockets. Odor of death fills the air, and then an unpleasant green substance begins dripping from the man's mouth. He finds and pulls out a handkerchief with a history. Various shades of green and red have been mixed so many times that the handkerchief is now mostly a grayish brown. He spits into it, wipes his mouth with the cleanest edge, coughs a few more times, and proceeds. And I've been told you're coming. What do you want from us? I'll be honest with these guys. I'm looking for dead bodies. The people who built this place were implanted with microchips that can be used to gain access to the rest of the facilities in the Black Sea. This is the only one that is already accessible, so that's why I'm conducting my search here. He rolls the contents of his handkerchief, giving it one final squeeze before returning it to his pocket. And why do you want to open them? Because we want to know the rich history. I see what you people are doing here. You're just ostentatious grave robbers. The serpentines are swarming like flies of your intrusion. Most of the sea is theirs, you know. They've kept their distance from us since we came here. It's because of our condition, we think. We aren't certain. What if us helping you changes that? What if they come for us? I don't wish to help you. It's all far too risky, and for many, many more reasons. You've threatened to disturb many things we know little about. Yeah, maybe I should just ask him, hey, why don't you kill yourselves? Nah. Diplomacy. I'm sure I could kill everyone here, but I'd prefer not to. What if I can bring medication for your people? I will not be bribed by a handful of hypos and pills. Even if we are always in need of those, it's not worth it. How about this? I can arrange for you to receive not only a large supply of medication, but also medical equipment that you would never be able to acquire yourself. All you gotta do is let me search this place. Serpentines will never even know it was here, and they're far too busy fighting our troopers to notice anything here. How do I know you are telling me the truth? This is not just a deception. I can contact my base and have them deliver the supplies to you. Speak to Dr. Marinov, Dr. M. He'll tell you what you need. Then we'll see. A half-frozen face, full of surprising curiosity, addresses you with the good half of its mouth. Simultaneously, a mild scent of staleness infiltrates your nose. Yeah. I need to speak with you about a certain medical supply. Very well. I'm Dr. Marinov, or Dr. M, as everybody here calls me. Paul, it's a pleasure, Doc. He extends his hand, clearly waiting for a handshake. Might as well be polite. Shake his hand. His handshake is unexpectedly firm, considering how frail his hands appear. So, these medical supplies. Aegis Incorporated would like to donate some medical supplies to your community. Wesley sent me here in order to learn what kind of medication you need. donate. Very well, very well. Where do we start? We need, well, everything, really. Basic medical instruments, proper dressing, equipment, analgesics. That's painkillers. Antiseptics, cytotoxic agents. If you'd like, I could write it all down for you. Anything you could supply us with will be most appreciated. It will. We're fortunate enough to suffer low mortality rates from many illnesses, which are highly dangerous to the unaffected. But in turn, we suffer with every breath we take. Our needs are different, which may be a good thing. I'll write down everything, and I'll rank it by priority. The doctor soon hands you a densely written piece of paper. There. I know it's a lot. Whatever you can spare will help us. I'll contact the base and see what I can do. I'll let you know as soon as possible. Thank you. Alright. Call the doctor. Savage speaking. Doc, the muties want some of our medicine in exchange for letting me search for the microchip implant. I've got a list of medication they need. Over. He answers with a delay. Does Chief know about this? I'm not a good liar. But I'm gonna lie anyways. Yeah, told me to contact you. Silence. He sighs. Alright. Read me the list. They need... You wait for the doc's response after reading him the list. It's quite a list. Come on, Doc. Can we spare at least something? You do realize that it's going out of our actual supplies, not Union resources or I don't know what you have here in South Underrail. This'll affect us. More for them means less for us. When you put it that way. So? Just no other option. Can't give them everything they need. That's just ludicrous. I'll check my inventory and see what I can do. Thanks. Can someone bring it over? Yes, I'll send someone over. He sighs. Savage out. Alright. So that's the supplies delivered. But before I continue, another break. Be right back. back again. The medicine has arrived. Thank you. Thank you very much. You can go speak to Wesley now. Well, gotta go now, dog. Bye. So long. You held your promise. He hands you a key. Take this. It unlocks the way to the elevator. He points northwest. There are no bodies here on the ground level. Above us or this one, but below us there could be. We haven't been down there since we first activated or first arrived to the Black Sea. And I don't even remember what was down there. But it gave us a reason to stay away. It gave you the key and free passage. The rest is up to you. Oh, knowing my luck, I'm in for quite an encounter down there. See you later. Good luck. Alright. Just had to sacrifice some medical equipment to gain access. Guess you ain't bad after all. Alright. Got level 0, surface loading bay. Tap the screen, but nothing's happening. How about level 3, utility and maintenance. Hidden ventilation shaft. The fusion cell. Oh, these guys must have been fancy, because their ventilation ducts are circular. Well, the entrance part is anyway. Relatively high quality galvanic vest. I'll take it. Alright, level 2, primary storage and power. Administration. Psionic mentor for limited temporal increment. Not gonna lie, last time I did a psi build was before the added temporal manipulation. And I'm guessing that one is part of that tree. Yeah, seems like it. No idea what that does. Giant crabs. The armory. Let me just... Actually... load up the 25 with the high explosives. All logged. Some fancy hammers. Shotgun. And a bunch of bullets. No grenades though. Need more metal scraps. One crab down. More approach. Fire is not doing much against him. He retreated. Well, fire doesn't hurt him much. They sure don't like it. Some gray whiskers. This crab was an elderly gentleman. 1 point. Another set of whiskers. Giant crab carapace. Tough but rather heavy. If I remember right, this counts as a type of armor plate. But I'm not using that kind of armor. Damn, that went through the shield. And there's a lot of them over there. It's a lot of side crabs. Well, 25mm is not gonna really cut it against these guys. Two of them are on fire. It's not gonna kill him. It's not even gonna slow him down. I know there's a lot of crabs in here, so I'll stick to the regular frags. I'm starting to think maybe I should have made myself some more high explosive grenades. Side crab hippocampus. Part of the side crab brain that contains some essential psionic chemicals. Not for me. Coiled antenna. Wonder if this is some sort of adaptation that enables the side crab to better conduct the electricity. 2 points. And side crab carapace. In addition to being tough, side crab's carapace also naturally increase psionic regeneration. It's very heavy though. Could probably be used to augment certain armors. Not my armor. Just enough. Mutant crustacean egg. Egg extracted from one of the dead mutant crustaceans. It will never hatch. Tragic. Starter mix and some foam. Repair kit. Shotgun shells. Just a little bit of everything. Another coiled antenna. 11 points away from the next level. Handle is broken on this side of the door. Looks like there's important stuff over there. More whiskers. Already have all 3 of them. I just need 10 points. It's over here. Weird containers. And grenades. .25mm high explosive and 40mm frag. Exactly what I wanted. A box with a muzzle brake. Psych grab. Damn it. Always goes through the shield when it matters. More grab. He's getting crits. Well, that was a failure. There goes all my 25mm high explosive. Using up the grenades like crazy. And the last coil I needed. Which is a shame. I already know there's gonna be a lot more crabs in the future. There's nothing I'm gonna need from them. I say that. Not sure if I got anything from the colossal crabs. Just the giant crabs. Unless if they share an oddity. Which maybe they do. Alright. Now have multiple types of rounds loaded. For all the good that's gonna do. Some Tigrum. Forgot to look at that water pump. See a large water pump dressed in dust and cobwebs. But despite its superficial appearance, you determine that it is still functional. There's a button on it that is conveniently labeled Activate. Click the button. Oh, wrong option. Now the water in the hole is gone. Not gonna jump down there just yet though. Got more crabs to kill. Machine gun. High explosives and an airburst scope. Box full of bullets. Much more bullets in this one. Sniper frame. And some gas. Crabs that are really all that dangerous are the side crabs. And unfortunately for me, they're not standing next to him. Going the other way. there. These guys really don't like the fire. Not that I blame them. Office. Medicine cabinets. Not terribly much, but I'd take it anyways. Electronic lock, not powered. Jackhammer, already got one of those. 4 psionic mentors. Entropic reoccurrence. No idea what that does. Lockpick 110. Gotta be something good in here. Gun frames, gun parts. Be a lot more exciting if it had a grenade launcher frame in it. Although at quality 110, probably still not that great. Pump room 1. I've already pumped out all the water from the lower level. The other one's got a ladder, this one I just have to jump down. It's probably not that one. Also at the rate I'm going through lithium batteries, definitely gonna need more. Open this up. Nothing else in here. Alright. So next choice is the one-way drop or the ladder. Know which one I'm going with. Also, for no particular reason, I'm gonna load up some high explosives in the big launcher. Again, no reason. The strong man. He's here. You are being needlessly destructive. Whatever you say, dude. It is forbidden to scorch a servant, sir. Tough as hell. But not that tough. Just load up the rest of the launcher with... Actually... Got 4 regular frags. Or high explosives, I mean. So I should load 4 of these. There we go. Another one. More approach. He's holding a boulder. Take him down. So many of these fuckers. The 25mm are doing nothing to him. You missed. Accidentally turning the shield on. Did it twice. Malfunctioning empathy unit. can only assume it's malfunctioning according to the observed behavior. 1 point. Room with nothing in it. Another one. Gonna need a lot more high explosive grenades. More gas. Destructible walls. Small crab. More batteries. It's the room I was in earlier. Security keycard for the West Storage Depot. Also can't help but notice that I can't see that statue anymore. Wonder why. Crabs in the way. Still in the way. Pretty much the only damage I'm dealing to him was just with the crits. Gonna need to fix up the gun. Got some small mechanical repair kits somewhere. Yeah, right there. Could fix up the machine gun to sell. Decide that later. Bust the wall down. Big battery. Bunch of metal plates. Much lighter. We've only got like a mag and a half worth of thermobaric grenades. Well, in reserve. Plus the loaded one. Computer console. Lemco LC 387. Welcome, guest. Please select one of the following options. Vault 3A gate, Vault 4 gate, toggle surveillance office gate. Try Gate 3. Cryogenic collector. Gate 4. That was for that room. Surveillance office gate. Not sure I quite saw that right. I see. Half of the gate is jammed open. Another one. Not getting much back from killing them other than the fact that I don't have to deal with them trying to beat me to death or throw rocks at me. Which I guess is a type of reward in itself. Machine gun frame. Kinda heavy. Ladder with an agility 8 requirement. Again, should have kept some cave hopper boots. Another computer console. Lemco LC387. Welcome guest. Vault 1, Vault 2, and elevator access. It's Vault 1. Error. Mechanical malfunction detected. Unable to open gate. Logging and dispatching technical support. In case of emergency, please seek a strong man's help in order to gain access to Vault 2. Elevator access gate. Here we go. Down in the caves again. What's in the rubble? A forked rock. Rock sharpened into the shape of a fork. 1 point. Just need another 6. That's a lot of crab. Side crabs are gone. Then I accidentally split up the rest of them. Perfect. The colossal crabs do have their own oddity. A triclaw. 50% more pain. 1 point. Now the pool. Something's moving down there. Whatever it is, better not jump up. Another triclaw. Just need 4 more points. Not much in this box. Two of them at the same time. Never mind, there's a third one. You threw a whole propane tank at me. Also, I was wrong again. There's 4. And I hit myself. It's not going well. Right, gun's falling apart, low on ammo, low on health. But I'm pretty sure that's it, for this place anyway. Power substation and a dead guy. Start with the power station. Lemco LPSU I4 LC387. Hydrothermal generator output less than 2 megawatts. Power substation unit output. Unit 1 on. 320 kilowatt peak value. Unit 2 off. Total output less than 1 megawatt. Power routing protocol auto. Use my amazing electronic skill to attempt to boost the unit's power output. See a single panel at the front of the unit you can open. As the outer casing is made of actual stone, it cannot possibly be handled by a single person. You open the panel and inspect what's inside. There's not much you can do here, unfortunately, for what you see before you is a puzzle far too complex for you to solve, far too dangerous to even try. You close the front panel and wipe the grime off your hands. Well, if I ever get better at it, I might be able to come back. Meanwhile, the dead guy. Electronic repair kit. A Fold M7 for the West Storage Depot. Touchscreen mobile personal computer that can be folded in half up to 2 times, reducing its diagonal length to about 13 centimeters. Has no visible physical buttons or connectors, making this device pretty much nothing but a uniform, smooth surface. And Phil's arm, West Storage Depot. His arm used to belong to a Phil Bridges. Judging by the name patch he had seen on the man's overalls, you can distinctly feel something solid between the hand's index finger and thumb. Well, your arm is now my arm. Alright. Now, just gonna heal up, charge up. But I think this is gonna be it for today's stream. No, it doesn't measure up to the past couple of ones I made, but well, I'm feeling lazy today. It's gonna have to be it. But all that being said, the beach defense went a lot smoother than I thought it would, but it kind of makes sense. These guys have no armor, and I'm using a grenade launcher with frag grenades. It's kind of just what's supposed to happen, you know? Anyways, I better get going. Hopefully you like the stream. See ya.